105.7 The Fan.
You are now listening to the Jamal Bethia Show, right here on 105.7.
LeBron James reportedly felt underappreciated by the Lakers at times, and looking at his tenure with the Lakers, sometimes I feel like that's one shaky, and I feel like at the end of the day, I don't know where this is really coming from. I'm pretty sure there are some reasons for that, but overall, I think that if you look at the things they did, I mean, even just starting off right away, when LeBron got to LA, they got rid of all their young players. They did. They got rid of all the young players. Lonzo, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram. I mean, we see what Josh Hart became in the Knicks jersey. Lonzo, unfortunately, injury issues. Brandon Ingram, New Orleans and now Toronto, but still a solid 20-5 player that definitely could have helped. Like, I don't even think LeBron wanted Brandon Ingram included in that trade. If they'd have kept Brandon Ingram, you had another score. Because for the 2017-2018 season when 2018-2019 season when LeBron first landed in the Lakers jersey, post All-Star break, Brandon Ingram was averaging like 27-7. Then he got hurt and was shut down for the rest of the year. So there was enormous upside as it pertains to Brandon Ingram in particular. So I think that was, to me, a clear sign that they were trying to at least invest. They gave him the keys to the team. They let him make decisions organizationally, which you don't really see happen a lot. And then on top of everything, literally, you got Anthony Davis. They won a chip the very next season. 2019-2020 season. It's very controversial and all of those things because it's bubble. And let's face it, we're not going to say bubble ring about any other player but LeBron. We only say that because it's LeBron. Anybody else wins a title, it's congratulations. For LeBron, it's, we don't always, some of us don't like giving you credit. So I'm going to find a way to nitpick at you about this ring. Oh, it's in a bubble. But the truth of the matter is, they delivered that. They delivered Anthony Davis, and he got a ring the following season. So you can say in this 8-year tenure with the Lakers that LeBron has at least delivered a title. He has. Say what you want, feel how you want about it. No one cares about your feelings. It's a title, right? So I don't know about the not feeling appreciated. There's that. They drafted Bronny. And let's face it, Bronny still has yet on an NBA level to show he's ready. Even this year, his G League numbers kind of went down some. But I always felt like Bronny could play. He just needed to have more confidence, especially in his shot. He's a very unselfish player. And what happens a lot of times is the opportunities you really could have go out the window. So those two things alone, really, getting Anthony Davis and getting Bronny, I feel like, and let's be honest, LeBron co-signed the Russell Westbrook trade. He did not architect that trade. It wasn't his idea. But he definitely went, go get him, sure. So you could put that on as well, because I remember saying when that trade happened, I was like, Alex Caruso, you're going to miss. He's now in the Thunder jersey. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, I'm not sure where he is even at the moment. I think he was in Orlando. Maybe he got hurt. But you're going to miss him. 3-and-D guy who doesn't need the ball a lot. Those are the best players to really have on LeBron's team. Guys who can stand around and get passes for shots. You know what I mean? Which is why sometimes the Miami dynamic with Dwayne Wade was a little tougher than people realize. Dwayne Wade is a fourth quarter guy. Give me the ball. LeBron's a fourth quarter guy. Give me the ball. Chris Bosh, to a slightly lesser degree, was a fourth quarter guy. Give me the ball. You always got to figure that out. Kudos to the Celtics in 2008 for figuring it out right away. But a lot of the time that just takes time, right? But LeBron, if you're going to run a LeBron-based offensive ecosystem, it's really better if he's the decision maker with shooters, right? I don't know if we've ever seen a LeBron team like that. But I think not feeling appreciated is kind of like, I don't know if I agree with that, because at the end of the day, the Russell Westbrook trade was a big one. You lost a lot of people. I thought it would work. But then I had friends that were like, it's not going to work. Westbrook's too inefficient. He's too erratic as a decision maker. And I was like, maybe LeBron will give him the keys and let him run the regular season and save his energy for the postseason because he's getting older. That didn't happen. No, it became obvious very quickly. Yeah, Russell Westbrook doesn't work well in this kind of system. They were frustrated. Russ was frustrated too. He said at times his role changed. Who am I this game? Who am I that game? And you've heard other LeBron teammates say, like, we don't always know what he expects from us. So if you're Jordan tonight and you're closing the game, and then the next game you're passing it at the time to close the game, what do we do? You know what I mean? So that's something to think about as far as playing alongside LeBron James. But I mean, they had Tristan Thompson at one point. They had J.R. Smith on the Lakers. So I don't know about not like appreciating him. You know what I mean? I think that sometimes I feel like LeBron's ego wanted more fanfare, but I don't know if they didn't appreciate him. They let him in on a lot of decisions in the front office. They drafted his son. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about not appreciating him. You know what I mean? More than anything, I think the Lakers just got unlucky at times. And I say that because when you look at the 2020 season, matter of fact, not even the bubble. Let's go 2020, 2021, the following year. The truth is, LeBron got his ankle rolled up on by Solomon Hill, but he was balling before that. And he missed the rest of the season, if you remember that year. Well, when the Lakers went to the first round against the Suns, what happened? They went up 2-1. Anthony Davis dropped like 30 on DeAndre Ayton. And then Anthony Davis missed the rest of the series, and they lost. LeBron's ankle was maybe at 80-85%. You know what I mean? So he really couldn't go the way he normally could, but he came back because he had a feeling we could win. And they could have repeated. They really could have. Because think about it. If they beat Phoenix, you're facing Milwaukee. They would have beat Milwaukee. You know what I mean? Davis would have matched Giannis, mostly. And then there's still LeBron to worry about and nobody on the Bucks to Giannis' level to really worry about. But hey, I digress. So that could have definitely been another chip. You know? So again, I mean, I don't know, man. I think being underappreciated is not really. I mean, they were talking about getting Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan at one point. Like, I think the Lakers really tried a number of things. I mean, even Rob Pelinka getting from under the Russell Westbrook trade with what he got back. People have talked about it for years. That by itself was magnificent. I'm like, you got Rui. Who else did they get in that trade? I got to really look that up. But they got some really good pieces in that trade. To me, Rui Hachimura has always been a guy that just didn't get the ball enough. And I think in this, to end this season and into the postseason run of shooting over 55% from three, first of all, the Lakers got a problem this summer. They got 7 free agents. 7. So they got a lot of work to do. They have a lot of work ahead of them to really figure out what it's going to look like even just next season. Everybody's worried about LeBron re-signing or where he's going to resign or is he going to resign. No, the Lakers got problems. They got 7 free agents. Rui's a free agent. Reeves is a free agent. LeBron is a free agent. Like, they have so many people to worry about. And I think they need to worry about that because Austin Reeves, I'm hearing murmurs that he could literally get up to like $241 million from another team. And that would be a good investment. You know, the Hawks could use him right now. The Magic could use him right now. The Nuggets could use him right now. Like right now, of course, provided that he's healthy, right? You know, but I mean, LeBron, he did some incredible things in the Laker jersey. He became the all-time leading scorer in the Laker jersey. You know what I'm saying? He passed Kareem. I mean, just so many more records that he's piled on top of everything. He did all of that in a Laker jersey. That's still branding material. You know what I mean? Now, did the Lakers benefit greatly from LeBron James being on their team for 8 years? Of course they did. They benefited a whole hell of a lot, and they should have benefited from that. So maybe instead of does LeBron feel underappreciated, did the Lakers benefit more from the fanfare of having LeBron than LeBron benefited from being on the Lakers? That might be a better question. But even when people talk about did LeBron, you know, was his 8-year tenure in a Lakers jersey a failure? No, it's not a failure. I mean, okay, the first season he got hurt and so did like 4 other people. So you missed the postseason. Fine. The following year you won a chip. The following year you got bounced in the first round. The following year you missed the playoffs. The following year you go Western Conference Finals. And then the last 2 seasons, 24 and 25, you get bounced in the first round. And then 26, you reach the second round. That's not non-success, people. I know we have this ring culture mindset where everything is chase the ring, chase the ring, chase the ring. And sure, you play the game to win it. But we all understand that there are 32 teams and not everybody can win every year. So the truth is, you'd be surprised. Not everybody's reason for playing in the NBA is to win the title. You want to win one, sure, but there's people who play just for money reasons. To play in different cities, to just be playing basketball, financial security. A championship ring is not the only reason people play basketball. So if you're looking at it like LeBron won 1 championship and it was a half a ring at that, it was the bubble, you're looking at it wrong. You're looking at it wrong. Most people say that because they didn't have to go through the Clippers to win a title. Myself included, we all were waiting for that Laker-Clipper Western Conference Finals clash that we thought was happening that year. But not to be funny, Kawhi Leonard choked. No one talks about it. Paul George choked. No one talks about it. Fast forward to 2026, Paul George did the same thing in Philly this year. Whole different topic. if they would have gone through the Clippers, I think more people would have been like, all right, at least you beat the toughest team in your conference according to our perception. But that's not the Lakers' fault. And I think that was my only problem with that narrative. Like, oh, it was just a bubble ring. If Kawhi beats LeBron, no one cares about it being a bubble. Let's be real. If Jokic and Murray beat LeBron, no one cares about it being a bubble. Let's be real. And then people like Skip Bayless will say things like, well, nobody really wanted to be there psychologically and emotionally. That ain't nobody else's fault but theirs. Don't be here then. Like, you were invited to come because you had a record that said, you know, maybe you actually have a chance to be in the playoffs because the season was cut off and maybe compete for a championship ring. But like, that's nobody else's fault that they didn't want to be there. COVID was a tough time. People could say what they want. Yes, they're millionaires, but why do people act like having $1 million instantly makes you happy? I think it was rapper Lotto. She was like, I wish more people could have money so they could see how much it really doesn't change you. It doesn't. It magnifies who you already are. And on top of everything, you can buy things and you can pay for things. But it doesn't do anything for you emotionally as a person. It really doesn't. Once you get past the haziness of having money and I can buy what I want, you still got issues with your family. Your wife probably still mad at you. Like, money only does but so much. I hate when people say that. So being in that bubble, sure, you know, you're on like a resort. But let's be honest. People were like, man, that's a vacation. What were they unhappy about? I don't know about you, but a vacation feels great because I know it ends at some point. That's the truth. I can go on vacation for a month even if I want to, sure. But at some point, I'm gonna want to return to my life if I actually like it. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but at some point it ends. So it gives you the feeling of like, let me appreciate it for what it is. So if I'm stuck in this resort with the NBA, yeah, I might be having fun for a week, 2, even maybe 3, but after a while I'm gonna be like, all right, I want to go home to see my family. Especially if you're married and have kids, or even if you're not married, you got a lady at home, get a little nookie when you go home, you feel me? You want to go home. Let's be real. So being like, oh, they're rich and they want a resort, who cares? They were living lavish. They might have been to a degree, but I want to go home. You build a home for a reason. Nothing hits like home. There's nothing like sleeping in your bed at home. There's nothing like it. I don't care how many hotels you go to. I don't care how many cities you see, how much money you make, how many women you sleep with. It's nothing like sleeping in your own bed. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, maybe they didn't want to be there, but that's not LeBron's fault. He took it serious. They didn't. So at the end of the day, it is a championship. Now, do I feel like LeBron is one of the best Lakers of all time? No, I don't. And I say that because when you look at like key Lakers, Jerry West, pretty much a career-long Laker, or he was a career-long Laker. I said pretty much because I don't know if maybe he was on another team at some point. One of you guys can correct me on that. Drop the info in the comments, whatever. But the funny thing is, people say, man, LeBron is a loser. 4 rings in 23 seasons. We need to talk about that. Jerry West went to the finals 9 times and won once. No one ever calls him a loser. You know why? Because he's not hated enough for it to matter. That's the truth. Jerry West was not hated enough for people to even talk about it. He won a championship. Most people can never say they did that. Shaq and Kobe, 3 rings in a row. Possibly a 4th. Kobe won 2 more by himself, spent 20 years in a Laker jersey. Magic and Kareem ran together for years, won 5 titles together. Like, when you look at a lot of the other Laker tenures, there's number 1, what do you see? Multiple rings. Not 1, 2, 3, 4. Multiple rings. So the bubble ring was a real ring, but however, it was one. It was singular. That by itself knocks him out of like best Lakers of all time because the bar is just incredibly set high. And this was why I said back when LeBron first left to go to LA, I thought he just should stay in Cleveland. Just stay in Cleveland, rock out what you cock out, bring some more championships hopefully, and just win. You know, you're the king of Cleveland. The narrative would be different. You lost in 2018. Kyrie was gone, but look at what happened to Golden State in 2019. Kevin Durant didn't even play in the finals. He didn't even play in the finals. Yeah, you don't have Kyrie, but maybe LeBron Golden State, Cleveland Golden State the 5th year. Yeah, that would have been boring a little bit, hearing it. But maybe we finally get the rubber match we never got because the 3rd time they could have faced each other in 2017, because, you know, 15 Golden State won, 16 Cleveland won. By the time 2017 came, Kevin Durant was there, so we never really got the rubber match. So if he stays in Cleveland, maybe we get the rubber match. You know, you never know, right? But that was how I felt. Stay in Cleveland, just rock it out here, and but he also made business moves. LA is a smarter place to go because I can play ball, maybe win chips, and I can run around the city and make business moves. He already had a house in LA anyway, so it made sense. Just go to LA, right? Cool. And at the end of the day, it's LA. I went to LA the first time in my life this year. I didn't want to come back. It was beautiful. It was 79 degrees and sunny. It wasn't even too hot because, it can be really, really hot. Like, I had a friend named Dawn. Shout out to Dawn. She was like, yo, don't go to Vegas in July because I was going to go for my birthday. I was like, why shouldn't I go to Vegas in July for my birthday? She was like, because it's hot as crap. It's like 200 in the shade. I was like, oh, okay. So when I went to LA, I was nervous. Like, is it going to be like 300 in the shade? It was 79 and sunny. I hit Santee Alley. Like, I get it. LA is LA. So I understand why LeBron was like, nah, I'm going to go to LA, especially for business reasons. You know what I mean? I think LeBron's Laker tenure has been successful. I do. You got a championship, multiple Western Conference Finals. You, in his 8 years there, you went to the playoffs 6 times. That's not a bad thing. It's really not. LeBron gassed out in the 2025 playoffs. In the 2024 playoffs, they just got outplayed in the first round. But at the end of the day, like, man, you got a championship. You could say he got one in 8 years, or again, 4 in 23 years. But most people never get a ring. Most people never get a ring. And to be honest, when you look at some of these moves that they really made, trying to support LeBron when he came to the team, I mean, they even talked about getting Kyrie at one point, which I definitely champion that. So the whole idea of unappreciated, I don't know if I agree with that one at all, to be honest. Now, I'm not LeBron. I don't know firsthand. But it's funny because ChatGPT said something to me. Maybe LeBron emotionally didn't feel as supported as he wanted to feel. Because structurally, they did plenty of things. They did plenty of things structurally to try to help him win. Could they have done more? Possibly, sure. You know what I mean? Was his contract a hindrance? Yes and no. People always say he should take a pay cut if he wants to win. Yeah, but the point is, number one, billionaires don't take pay cuts. I don't know how many team owners would take a pay cut to build their roster. Now, it doesn't work that way. You can't put your own money into, its rules around it. My point is, you don't become a billionaire by giving out discounts. LeBron's a billionaire. So it's like he's not supposed to conduct business. He's worth more than 50. If LeBron could be offered $100 million for one season, he deserves it. He has literally, arguably, been the biggest force in NBA history since Michael. There's always going to be people to go, oh, well, time out. No, time out. We're not gonna leave Kobe out of this conversation. Nobody's leaving Kobe out of the conversation. Kobe was Kobe. LeBron different, man. LeBron's different. And that's a whole other conversation, LeBron versus Kobe. They weren't enemies. It's really the fans that can't get your emotions together. Because a lot of people don't know basketball the way they think they do. I don't know everything, but I know what I read. I know what I study. You know what I'm saying? So Kobe, LeBron, whole different conversation. But since Michael, it's been LeBron. It really has been LeBron. The biggest overall, not offensive, NBA force since Jordan has been LeBron. It really has been. I remember watching the Believe Land documentary. The mayor of Cleveland was like, man, LeBron 1.0 was worth northwards of $100 million to the economy. He generated $100 million for our local economy. That's the real reason Cleveland was mad when he left. We're not gonna make no damn money. These people not coming downtown to drink no more. We gonna lose. Let's be real about it. You know what I'm saying? You could say the same thing about Kobe. You could say the same thing about Michael. If they could pay more, they would have. If they had no cap at all, like baseball, yeah, I'm pretty sure LeBron would have probably been, maybe Michael. Michael might have been the first $300 million athlete in NBA history if the salary cap didn't exist. If you can afford to pay it, pay it. But at the end of the day, they didn't have that, right? So, what do? You give him as much as you can. They intelligently gave Michael little tidbits of money, and then those last couple of seasons really gave him a lot more money. He was the best player in the league for like a decade and wasn't even one of the highest paid in the league. Talking about Michael. Scotty is well documented, but we talking about Michael, right? LeBron would have probably been the first Patrick Mahomes $500 million contract earner in NBA history if they could afford it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at some of them deals in baseball, 10 years, $340 million. Like, what? When Patrick Mahomes' deal came out, a $500 million deal. What was it, 10 year? I said, that's crazy. But it was smart. This man is Jesus on the football field. Give him a contract, right? Give him a contract. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure LeBron has personal reasons none of us really know. Okay. Last thing I'll say, coaches. Now, coaching, I will say, is an understandable grievance because, like, Luke Walton, alright, Darvin Ham, okay. JJ Redick has been excellent so far. 100 wins in his first 2 seasons as a coach, especially with a roster that's up and down and an injured roster, a roster that's incomplete. You got to give JJ Redick that. But before him, Frank Vogel, LeBron, when he came to the Lakers, he asked for Tyronn Lue. He literally said, hey, hire Tyronn Lue. Brought him straight over. Apparently, they wanted to pick Tyronn Lue's staff, and he was like, no, I picked my own damn staff. What do you mean? And they couldn't agree on it, so they picked Vogel. Like, that by itself, I would have been like, ugh. I just won a title with the man in 2016. This is 3 seasons later. Like, so I can understand the grievance on that level. Because when you look at Kobe, when you look at Mike, another thing they always want to ignore is Phil Jackson. Can't ignore it. Phil freaking Jackson. He won rings with the both of them. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, time out. Jordan played for a team in the Bulls that knew how to build. And they had Phil Jackson become the coach at some point. He had to be Phil before we knew how good he was, right? Just like how T.I. called himself the King of the South, which I always talk about, before people agreed. Because people love to say Phil wasn't a Hall of Famer yet. He clearly knew something. He learned the entire triangle offense from Tex Winters. So Phil was still brilliant before he was proven. So the front office builds the roster, manages the budget, and then hires a coach that becomes legendary. This same coach goes to the Western Conference and coaches Shaq and Kobe to a 3-peat in a dynasty. But y'all want to ignore that piece, the coaching piece of the GOAT conversation. LeBron had Tyronn Lue. Now, don't get me wrong. Mike Brown, intelligent guy. Won Coach of the Year with LeBron, but it's because he's also coaching LeBron. But when you look at some of the other coaches LeBron has had, they weren't dumb. Eric Spoelstra became a legendary coach over time. But when he was with LeBron, he was early. He was new. He admitted he made mistakes in the 2011 Dallas, in the finals against Dallas in 2011. He admitted that. He said, yeah, I made some coaching mistakes. But the only thing you ever hear is LeBron because his failure was polarizing, right? So that's one thing we do have to talk about. LeBron's coaching tree. Coaching, one, shaky. It's not really strong enough, in my opinion. So I could see him maybe feeling like, dang, my first real request is to bring the coach that I just won a chip with over here. He's free, and y'all not even taking it serious. Talking about you gonna pick his staff. I can understand that one. But I think the Lakers rolled out the red carpet in a lot of ways for LeBron. So some of it sounds like an ego play, feeling like he wasn't appreciated. It can sound like an ego play.
105.7 The Fan.